Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for our championship preview and predictions for round 23. Yes, it does feel like a bit of a weird one. It feels like something is about to happen, doesn't it? But look, we will go with the information we've got now. We will go with the situation that we have got now. 5 games have gone. There are 7 remaining, as you can see, ticking along the bottom there. So we're going to try our best, and whatever happens is going to happen. What we will do is we'll go to Q&A fairly promptly in this show, because we've only got 7 games to talk about. And honestly, I don't want to get into lots of COVID before the Q&A, because I'm sure we will talk about that. I don't think that there's going to be 7 games by the weekend. It all seems a little bit up in the air at the moment. I'm looking across at my screen and I can see Liverpool about to go. I think, is it Chelsea and Everton on the other screen as well? But strange days indeed, says John Lennon. And we will do our best to keep up with them. Let me know you can see me, hear me loudly and clearly, and we will try our best to do each and every one of these games. We'll pretend everything's normal anyway. Let's say a big thank you to the Donovan brothers who sponsor this show. They're our fan sponsors. They sponsor in memory of Dad Dennis and Brother Mike, both sorely missed, cheering on Millwall from above. Thank you to the Donovan brothers. Thank you to Betfair and Football 365. And honestly, for selfish reasons, the one I really don't want to go, I've written 1,000 words for Football 365 on Middlesbrough Bournemouth. That's still going on. But my match to watch in the big weekend was Coventry and Stoke. That one's gone as well. So check out my writing on Football 365 before it becomes outdated by the latest spate of cancellations. But we thank Betfair and Football 365 because they've given us the championship predictor. There it is. We'll get involved in that as we go. Just head over to football365.com and tap in your email, sign up for an account, and you too can join in the fun with all of the predictions. Let's say some hellos in the chat. Hamza, Catherine, Jake, John, that Brentford fan, Mr. E, Anir, Eugene, QPR Forever, Wayne, Phil, Purple Bungalow, Noel, Tom. It should have waited till Saturday. We've got 3 games to talk about. There we go. Kenny as well. I mean, you say I should have waited. Look, I did all my notes. You can probably see a few scrawlings out on there as well. But what you're going to do, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to get on with it, and then we'll go to some Q&A and just keep an eye on what the hell is going on at the moment with this big spike in Omicron as we get into another phase of this godforsaken pandemic. But look, we'll talk about that in the Q&A if you want. First up, Fulham versus Sheffield United. And I'll say the caveat to this is at time of recording, this game is going ahead. Get your predictions in. Fulham, draw, or Sheffield United. Fulham, draw, or Sheffield United. And by God, this one's on Monday night, isn't it? So, look, I don't know whether that's good or bad, whether there's a definite possibility of an outbreak before then, or whether can wrap all the players up in cotton wool over the weekend. You tell me. But we talk about Fulham and Sheffield United. Fulham dropping off just slightly. 4 draws in a row. So they haven't won in 4 games. Fulham still top of the league, still over the 2 points per game standard that we all know and love. Sheffield United are in much better form, actually. 3 wins in a row. I do get the argument that maybe they've come against slightly easier opponents. Cardiff, Bristol City and Reading are all towards the bottom of the table, aren't they? So get your thoughts in. Fulham, draw, Sheffield United. Please don't put postponed. Assume the game's happening and give me a prediction for that. Fulham, draw, Sheffield United. Fulham, draw, Sheffield United. In the table, obviously, it's Fulham by 12. 8-game form table is quite tight. Fulham second, Sheffield United 6th. And homes and aways is quite tight as well. Fulham, second best home team. Sheffield United, sixth best away team. Fulham, of course, are in the top 6 for most goals scored and fewest goals conceded. And they are number 1 in the XG. Sheffield United are number 7. What are you lot saying in this one? Well done, guys. That's the spirit. Assume it's going to happen until it doesn't, okay? I love it. Brilliant stuff, guys. What are we going with? Fulham, draw, Fulham, Blades. Fulham, draw, Fulham, Blades, Fulham. Fairly heavy on Fulham here, guys. Fulham, Blades, Fulham, Blades. Fulham, draw, Fulham, and another draw down there. Another draw down there. Do you know what? I'm going to throw in my joker very, very early in the show here. And why the hell not? I just have a feeling that the Fulham drawing run might continue. If you look at the opponents Fulham have played of late, Derby, Preston, Bournemouth, okay, and Luton. So it's not like they've had a run of games all against top 6 teams and drop points. So I don't know. Let's go with that new manager bounce to keep on bouncing. I'm putting the joker straight in. Nothing to do with the fact we've only got 7 games and I need to get it played. Draw. Let's play my joker on this one. We're going to go for a draw. Head over to Football 365 Predictor. And I am going to dial in. Let's have a bit of fun with this because Fulham always score a lot. So let's go for a Desmond. Why not? 12-1. Fulham 2. Sheffield United 2. I don't know whether I saw that in the chat, so whether that's a unique prediction. Right, let's move on and have a big sip of tea and go for Middlesbrough versus Bournemouth. Get your predictions in. Middlesbrough, draw or Bournemouth. Once again, play along at home and assume the game is going to take place. And let's just be frank about this. There's more chance that this one goes ahead than Fulham Sheffield United because we are only... well, that's at 12:30. It's the earliest game, well, other than the Friday night one. On the Saturday, it's our earliest game. So whether clubs are telling players, look, just hide away now. We don't want to get caught before, if anything shuts down, before it shuts down. And that is going to be a factor over this weekend. You might get the odd mental result this weekend if one team has a few cases and another one doesn't, etc. And it could be very interesting. Get your predictions in, guys. Middlesbrough draw or Bournemouth. Middlesbrough 7 points in the last 3 under Chris Wilder. Clean sheets as well in each of the last 2 games. Starting to move in the right direction, we think. The Borough, small sample size, it does have to be said. And Bournemouth, well, it's a slip, isn't it? It's 7 games now, isn't it? So 1 win in 7. 7 points in 7. So they're at 1 point per game when they were at like 2.3 points per game or something ridiculous. So the output has definitely dropped off. Will it be a more pronounced drop off for Bournemouth or will they bounce back? And which team is going to lose the most players to isolating? Who the hell knows? Get your predictions in. Middlesbrough draw, Bournemouth. Middlesbrough draw, Bournemouth. In the table, Bournemouth by 7. In the form table, not great. Bournemouth 15th, Middlesbrough 18th. That's over 8 games. Okay. Maybe if we did a shorter sample size to take in just Wilder, that would be a bit different, but hardly anything to write home about. Homes and aways. Bournemouth are still the best away team in the league. Middlesbrough 11th best at home. Both sides are in the top 6 for fewest conceded. Bournemouth are in the top 6 for goals scored. 4 and 5 in the XG as well. Bournemouth just edging that as well. What do you lot think? Then let's dive in. Well done, you lot, for playing along. Early joker, you love to see it, hey? Right, where are we diving in here? David is gone for cherries. I have got. You're gonna find this hilarious. I did have a 0-0 and it's been postponed, and I can prove it because it's written down and it's in my article as well. But yeah. So I did come up with a 0-0, but you're not going to get it because it's been postponed. Anyway, draw 1-1, 1-1, 0-0, 0-0. A few people playing the 0-0s here. Draw. Remember, you've got your joker. You've also got one of these in your pocket. You can play your 0-0 on any prediction you want. If it's 10-0, I'm not going to read it out, obviously, because those type of things don't really add a lot to the debate, do they? Right, I didn't miss anyone out there, Charlie or Phil, did I? Right, Borough. Draw, Borough. Draw, Borough. Draw. And draw. Okay, very, very heavy on the draw in the chat. I think I'm in the minority here because I think Bournemouth bounced back in this one. And not a lot of you lot agree with me, so I'm out here on my own. Away. I think a tight one won by Bournemouth. I'm going to go for a 1-0 and a first win in 8 for Bournemouth. And being as I've gone for a draw at Fulham as well, that would level those two up on 46 points at the top. I'm not doing it on purpose, I promise. Let's go for a 0-1, which would probably inevitably mean Solanke scoring as well, wouldn't it? You're going to get 15-2 from our friends at betfair.com. Please gamble responsibly if you want to have. If that's your tipple this weekend, 2-2 was 12-1 in Fulham Blades over at betfair.com. Right. Next up is game 3, which is Barnsley versus West Brom. Get your predictions in. Barnsley versus West Brom. Barnsley draw West Brom. Barnsley draw West Brom. Surely, this one is the most likely to go ahead, isn't it? Surely. And we will be watching along if it does indeed go ahead. I know there were some worries from the West Brom game last time as well in terms of COVID, but we haven't heard anything on this one. And a lot of the managers have been, particularly the away managers, have been doing their press conferences today. Wayne Rooney pretty much announced his game was going to be cancelled in his press conference, and so did Thomas Frank, didn't he? So there you go. Predictions: Barnsley draw West Brom, and of course it's all about Big Val, isn't it? And I wrote about this in a Football 365 column. Big Val is the he's the lover, isn't he? That's got a prettier offer, gone with them, whilst his ex has put on a bit of weight and is stalking Big Val's Instagram, I think was the analogy I was using. Obviously, it's gone pretty well for West Brom. They're in third and they've improved 8 points in the last 4. Barnsley are not good at all, are they, at the moment? 13 points, fewest wins in the division and fewest goals scored as well. They would be bottom were it not for Derby's huge points deduction. Get your predictions in. Barnsley draw West Brom. Barnsley draw West Brom. Look, I do reds and greens on here. There's a load of red on Barnsley and a load of green on West Brom. Put it that way. West Brom by 20 in the league table. 8-game form table. West Brom by 14. Homes and aways. West Brom by 18. West Brom are in the top 6 for both most goals scored and fewest goals conceded. Barnsley are in the bottom 6 for fewest goals scored and most goals conceded as well, whichever way you want to word it. XG, 2nd and 23rd. They're absolutely poles apart, these two. And every little bit of logic says away win in this one, but it's the Championship, isn't it? What do you reckon, you lot? Let's die in there. I just had a voice crack. I'm just going through puberty here, Kenny, and my voice is cracking. Let's have a drink. Right, what do we got, David? Baggies, add here. Barnsley, you definitely need your joker on Barnsley if you're back in the Tykes here. 0-0 away, West Brom away, West Brom. Baggies. Hamza, we had our COVID outbreak against Reading, which the EFL kind of pushed into a corner to play. In hindsight, glad we did. Another West Brom win and hopeful with some defenders returning. Baggies. Joker on Barnsley. 3-3 goal fest. Be nice. Just give me a game to watch. That would be nice. And everybody safe, of course. But there we go. Baggies. A few jokers here on Barnsley. Baggies. 0-0. Probably does take a joker as well, doesn't it? West Brom welcome back. 4 players from COVID. Baggies. We only had 10 outfield players, but it worked. Baggies as well. Look, I'm with you. Like, I'm sorry. I admire you people trying to pull out the joker on this one. If you're right, I'll stand up and give you a round of applause. I can't see anything other than away win in this one. The only way Barnsley don't lose this one for my money is if it gets cancelled. That's very mean, isn't it? We loved Barnsley last season, but it's not been good at all. And I think West Brom are just strong favourites in this. I'm going to go for a 2-goal win and a clean sheet. Bosh, bosh. 2-0. And if that is your tipple at the weekend, you get 13-2. No, you don't. That's, it's gone out, actually, hasn't it? No, it's tucked in a little. No, it's gone out. 7-1. You will get on West Brom 2-0. When I checked earlier, slightly different odds. 7-1 on betfair.com for West Brom to win that one 2-0. We had a few of those calls in the chat as well. Right, onward. Game number 4 is Blackburn versus Birmingham. Get me your thoughts in on this one. Blackburn draw or Blues. Blackburn draw or Blues. And Blackburn are the darlings of the division at the moment, aren't they? Top of most form tables, 6-game, 8-game, 4-game, whatever form table you want, really, other than the entire season. Blackburn in the short-term form tables all looking very, very good. 4 wins in a row. If they win this one, I think it's 8 wins in 10, possibly. I think I got that number right. Blackburn are just doing superbly. Now they've got in there, and they have flattered to deceive in previous seasons, Blackburn. They've had good runs and then tailed off. Can they keep it going? Predictions in Blackburn draw or Birmingham. Birmingham can be stubborn opponents, can't they? Birmingham can be a coupon buster. So your 1-0 win with a Jutkovic header is not beyond the realms of possibility. Blues down there, can see 1 win in 5, defeat and a draw in the last 2. Down in 15th spot. It's so tight, though. They're 3 points off 9th spot in 15th. So read into that what you will. Tail of the tape is heavy on Blackburn, of course. Blackburn by 11 in the league table, by 9 in the 8-game form table. Birmingham not terrible in that, 10th, by the way, which is better than the league position. Homes and aways, Blackburn by 10. Blackburn, the 4th best home team in the league now. And here's a really interesting one. Blackburn are in the top 6 for most goals scored. Birmingham in the bottom 6 for most goals scored. So never mind the defences. One of these teams is good at sticking the ball in the net. Well, Blackburn have scored 15 more goals than Birmingham. But here's one fun one for you. In the XG table, Birmingham are ahead. And we've said all season, the reason Birmingham aren't anywhere near their XG number is because of their poor finishing. So I think those last 2 bits say a lot, don't they? Get your predictions in. Blackburn draw or Birmingham. Let's see what the good old chat says in here. Where do we start? There, draw, Rovers. There's one for Blues. Rovers, 4-0 all Brereton, yeah. Diaz. Rovers. This is heavy. Desmond. Rovers. Smuggled in my Bowyer bias at the door. You love to see it. Rovers. Draw. Rovers. Blues win for the same reason you said. There you go. Big Duke header. Yeah. It's a championship. I don't think that's the worst argument in the world. I'm with you lot just purely on the one team's ability to stick the ball in the net, which is the name of the game, and the other's inability to stay. So I'm going to go with the run to continue, the 8th win in 10. Home. Let's go for Blackburn, and let's go for some goals. I'm going to go 3-1 in this one. Hopefully it'll be nice and open. And the odds you will get on that from our lovely friends at Betfair, 13-1. They're all moving since I did this this morning. I had it at 14-1. So there you go. Look at what you could have won. If you want a little that to be tipple for the weekend, head over to betfair.com. You get 13-1 on Blackburn 3, Rovers, Birmingham 1. Right, here comes our first postponement, which is QPR and Swansea. So QPR are in 5th. Swansea are in 16th. As things stand, Stoke and Coventry are not playing. Blackburn, West Brom, Bournemouth, Fulham above QPR are all playing. So we'll see whether QPR can get either caught up or the teams move away from them. Remember, QPR was also postponed last Monday against Sheffield United as well. So Swansea down in 16th as well. There's a bit of a cushion there. There's a few teams on 27. There's a 4-point gap going down to Hull. So that's your first postponement. And bang on cue, and you should be seeing him coming up the bottom there. Here's your second postponement, which is Coventry versus Stoke, which went the way of the COVID earlier today. Coventry versus Stoke is off as well. And that was a big one on the edge of the playoffs, 6th versus 7th. And the people most interested in that being postponed will be Nottingham Forest, won't they? Forest have been on a good run. We're going to talk about them in a bit. They could go within 3 points of both with neither playing. Okay, the game in hand goes in, but we all have different theories. And I know a lot of football fans would rather have the points on the board than the game in hand. So we'll see how that all pans out. And we're going to move on to talk about Nottingham Forest. So we should be, if I'm getting this right, we've passed QPR Swansea, we're past Coventry Stoke, both postponed. And we're on to Nottingham Forest versus Hull. Give me your thoughts. Forest draw Hull. Forest draw Hull. Both of these sides in good form. Very good from both. Forest have had quite a long period, not necessarily smashing the points per game with lots of draws, but long period with it's 1 defeat in 14 under Steve Cooper. 1 defeat in 15 since Chris Hughton left the building, and they've won their last 2. So all of a sudden it's gone and now they've started to rise. And as I've just said, if Forest get the win and go within 1 point of Coventry in 7th spot at the halfway point, obviously we're going to start to get a crazy looking league table. Remember Rotherham playing 4 games in 8 days after the international break in the rank COVID season. Yeah, I'm sure we all do. Hull have been fabulous recently. 4 wins and 2 draws in the last 6. So if I'm being really unfair, it is a drop-off in the last 2 games. They've drawn both of them. But across a 6-game sample, their 14 points is pretty outstanding. I wonder if that run has peaked. Who knows? Maybe one of these runs is coming to an end and there's a defeat going on. Let me give you the numbers. Forest in the table by 11. In the 8-game form table, Forest 3rd, Hull 4th, both in very, very fine form. Forest have still got a really bad home record, and that's not all Steve Cooper's fault after they had a horrific start to the season. They need home wins. In terms of goal scoring or conceding outliers, the only one is Hull, are in the bottom 6 for fewest goals scored. However, that has picked up in the last 6 games, obviously, with the run. XG table, Forest down in 15th, actually. So they're playing the penalty boxes very well, 4 ahead of Hull, who are in 19th. Key predictions in, Forest draw or Hull. Forest draw or Hull. What do you lot reckon? Let's get a click on this. Where are we going to land? We're going to land there. Draw. 0-0's out for Annie. A QPR win. Okay. Please don't predict games which aren't happening, guys. What predictions have we got here? Is that a 2-2 for this game, QPR forever? I hope it is. Let's scroll down a little bit. Right, there we go. Here's some Forest and Hull. Forest, draw there, draw, Forest. There's a Hull. Forest, 2-2 for Forest. There you go. 2-1 Forest. Forest. 3-1 Hull. In the main, this is behind Forest. But a few for Hull in there. And look, they're on a fine run themselves. I am going to side with Nottingham Forest in this one. I think this is a tricky, possibly, when you look at the fixtures, the trickiest game of the whole run is Forest away. So, home. I was going to sound like one of those Dragon's Den guys. And for that reason, I'm out. I'm going home for that reason. I'm going to go 2-0 Forest. I'm going to go comfortable in this one. And Has the price moved in this one? No, still the same as it was this morning. 15-2, Forest to Hull 0. Head over to Betfair and let that be your tipple for the weekend. Please gamble responsibly. You get 15-2 on my prediction of Forest to win 2-0 against Hull. Right, Bristol City versus Huddersfield. Get your predictions in for this one. Bristol City versus Huddersfield. Bristol City draw. Huddersfield, Bristol City draw. Or Huddersfield. Huddersfield are regressing, aren't they? Bristol City are strange because they go from being a really terrible home team to a good home team. And while they're a really terrible home team, they're a good away team. And now they're not good away. It's just all very up and down and erratic. But at the moment, and Bristol City do appear to live in the moment quite a lot, they're very good at home, Bristol City. They've got 10 points in the last 4 games. And Huddersfield is just a regression now, isn't it? They nearly got a win against Coventry, but I miss it as good as a mile sometimes. Coventry equalised in stoppage time through that Matt Godden header. Excuse me. Get your predictions in. Bristol City draw or Huddersfield at Ashton Gate. In the table, it is Huddersfield by 8. In the form table, it's Bristol City by 5. Both teams are bad in terms of the homes and aways. Bristol City, 19th best home record in the league. Huddersfield, 20th best away record. But maybe the recent upsurge counteracts that stat a little bit in terms of Bristol City. The only goal outlier is Bristol City's defence is not very good. They're in the bottom 6 in terms of goals conceded. Most goals conceded there. In the XG, it's Huddersfield by 6. So look, your guess is as good as mine. I've given you an argument about 20 different ways for each side. There, let's see what you're saying. Bristol City draw or Huddersfield in this one. Where are we landing here? Well, we'll answer that first. I like all the dragons in the Dragons Den. I like them all equally, Annie. I do like Duncan Bannatyne. He was quite funny, wasn't he? Right. Bristol City, draw. Huddersfield. Bristol City with a joker. You need to play that? You probably do, don't you? Yeah, 8 behind. I'll give you that one. Huddersfield, 0-0. 0-0. Where's my 0-0 card? There you go. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry. There's your 0-0. I know you all love to see it. We'll get it up there. Where am I next? So I'm just enjoying the sight of Neil Warnock and Sean Dyche a little bit too much. Where do we get to? QPR forever. Another 0-0 in there. Away, Town by 1. Draw, away. Bristol City, Bristol. You're all over the place on this one. Alex, we'll do Q&A in a sec. Bristol City, Terriers. You lot are absolutely all over the place on this one, and I do not blame you. It's one of those where any outcome you wouldn't be surprised, really, would you? I am going to go with Bristol City staying in the moment, and I'm going to back Bristol City home, which would make it, let me add this up quickly, 13 points in 5 at home, which would be a jolly impressive run for a team that was completely naff at home for the most part of this calendar year. But there you go. So I'm going to go 2-1 to Bristol City to beat Huddersfield. And you will get 17-2 on that if you want a little tipple for the weekend. Bristol City 2, Huddersfield 1, 17-2 over at betfair.com. Please gamble responsibly. Right. Don't predict these games, guys. They've both been postponed. So I don't want to see any predictions for Millwall versus Preston. That went, that had already gone before morning, hadn't it? I think. Or during, you know what I mean, before mid-morning. So Millwall Preston is gone. Millwall in 11th, Preston in 14th. Reading versus Luton. And Reading had all sorts of stuff planned for their anniversary, didn't they? Gutted. Reading Luton is gone as well. Remember, Reading are right on the edge of the relegation zone. Bad time not to be playing, considering we're going to talk about Blackpool Peterborough is our next game. So I don't want any predictions for Millwall Preston. Gone, not happening. Reading Luton, gone, not happening. And we will go on to the game I just mentioned, which is Blackpool versus Peterborough. Get your predictions in Blackpool draw Peterborough. Pool draw Posh if you want to shorten it. And neither of these teams, I always talk about my red, covered in red down the bottom here. Neither of these teams are very good according to my numbers at the moment. And we know Blackpool were good earlier in the season, but they've dropped off a fair amount now, actually, haven't they? Slid down to 17th in the table. 3 straight defeats for Blackpool. I think they might be 1 win in 7 as well. Possibly. Someone fact check me on that one. Predictions, please. Blackpool draw Peterborough. Blackpool draw or Peterborough. Look, Posh won last time out, didn't they? Good win against Millwall. It was a home win, though. And remember how dreadful the points per game is. Well, they lost 10 in 11, I think, something like that. Peterborough, away from home, it is so, so bad away from home. I think they beat Hull and they've lost every single other game, haven't they, the Posh? Predictions in Blackpool draw Peterborough, Blackpool draw Peterborough. Right. In the table, Blackpool by 5. In the form table, Blackpool by 2, but it's 22nd v 24th. In the homes and aways, Blackpool by 4, but it's 20th versus 24th. And in the goals, I've got Blackpool and Peterborough both in the bottom 6 for fewest goals scored. But I've also got Peterborough in the bottom 6 for most conceded as well. The XG, 20 and 22. This is rank bottom 6 stuff from both as things stand. Could be a bit of a slugfest, couldn't it? Predictions, please. Blackpool draw Peterborough. And actually, would you believe this is our last game? I only just realised that. So we'll go to Q&A in a minute. Let's jump in here. Where are we landing? Let's just read that. Due to be Reading's 150th celebration game. Nah, that sucks. Oh, poor old Reading. Not to be at all. Right, where are we going here? Let's start there. Okay, Blackpool, Posh, Blackpool, Posh, Blackpool, Careless Whisper. You're never gonna dance again. There's always one, isn't there? Blackpool, Posh. Calm down in the chat. Baz1, calm down. Seem a bit overexcited, my friend. We play nice here. Away win there for Fulham 58. Blackpool on the joke. You don't need a joker for Blackpool, Catherine. Blackpool, Posh. A great chance for the Posh to put pressure on the teams not playing. Away win. There you go. 2-0 Blackpool. There's your 0-0 set. I want to press the button now. Where is it? There it is. Woof. 2-0. There's another 0-0. Finally. Sweet Caroline. Whoop, whoop, whoop. 2-1. Millwall Preston to be declared a 0-0. Yeah, right. Always excited, Baz. You love to see it. 3-0 Blackpool, says Liam. I'm going to be so dull on my prediction here. I'm in one of those neither teams look like a winner to me, which means I'm right down the middle on this one. Draw! Let's get a draw up there. And I'm going to go for the most boring draw as well. 1-1. I suppose 0-0 is the most boring draw, isn't it? Where are we going with that one? Blackpool 1. Posh 1. You will get 5-1 from our friends over at Betfair. For that one, please gamble responsibly if you want to have a little bash at that. Right. I'm sure we're going to get plenty of questions. So let's bang this in here. We've done in 35 minutes when it normally takes about an hour. So get your questions in. I know there's going to be lots on the same topic, isn't there? But we'll try and make head nor hair of it and share our thoughts on what the hell is going to be happening with this quick spike in terms of this pandemic. But we will just revise everything. Get your get your questions in now. I'm just going to round up all our predictions. If you want to have your say, head over to Football 365. So I have gone for West Brom over Barnsley. Cardiff and Derby's postponed. I've gone for Bournemouth over Borough. Millwall and Preston is postponed. I've gone for Bristol City over Huddersfield. Blackpool and Posh to draw. Reading Luton is postponed. I've gone for Blackburn over Birmingham. Coventry Stoke is postponed. I've gone for Forest over Hull. QPR Swans is postponed. And I've gone for Fulham and Sheffield United to draw. If you are going to play along, you need to submit your predictions, hit confirm, locks them in. I don't know what happens to games that you put a prediction in that then got chalked off. I'll have a word with the Football 365 guys and see what they are going to do. Get your questions in. Thank you again to our sponsors, Football 365 and Betfair. Help keeping the show on the road. And keeping the show on the road is what everyone's concerned with. Get your questions in. Before we answer them, I'll give you a few seconds more. We'll just say thank you again to the Donovan brothers, who are our fan sponsor for our championship preview and predictions shows. Right, here we go. By the way, I'm going to answer the questions that get asked. Okay, I know it's a football show, but we're going to have to talk about COVID. We're going to have to. I know if you don't want to do that, then tune out. Do one of those awful goal celebrations and stick your fingers in your ears. But it is the deal, isn't it now? So there we go. Right, Kenny, when do you think the next lockdown will be? First question. In terms of nationally, I'm not sure there'll actually be one, but I've got a funny feeling something might happen with the football. As I understand, this Omicron, and look, I'm just repeating what I've heard on a podcast I listened to. So the Omicron, according to the data, is 8 times more transmissible, but a lot less harmful. And we hope that that is true. Well, there's a reason we hope that that's true, and there's a reason that's bad news as well. The reason it would be good if that was true is that it would be very quick and a lot easier to build a herd immunity than with the Delta variant that we had before, of course. The reason that's bad is that because it's so transmissible, everyone's going to catch it at the same time. And because of our rulings about isolations, it could screw up everyone's Christmas. It could screw up football. We could see shops closing, could see restaurants closing and all of that good stuff. Because even if you do say, show me your vaccine passport, prove you haven't got it, if there's no staff to work in a restaurant or whatever, it's not going to work anyway, is it? So, look, and maybe I'm being optimistic. Maybe they'll go through Christmas and they'll lock us down for a week or something. But hey, we've said that before. I just think now, I mean, look, if it's 8 times more transmissible and everyone's going to blooming get it and it's more mild, they don't need to lock us down, do they? Because everyone will be, loads of the population will be isolating for 10 days, which is the same as being locked down anyway, isn't it? So possibly not. I don't know. And I don't know whether these circuit breakers thing, none of us know, do we? Just want to talk about the football, but there we go. Jonathan, tips on how to expand my EFL knowledge. Well, I will very humbly say I have probably good knowledge on the Championship, but not great on League One and pretty non-existent on League Two. Watch our wonderful show here. Watch Snappers for League One, of course. Not sure on, I don't really take in, I don't have time to take in much in terms of Division 2, League 2 content. So maybe stick some suggestions in the chat there. But yeah, just find some podcasts you like and watch them. Another Christmas question. Queen's Speech, yes or no? I don't watch it, but I always find lunch is really late on Christmas Day and it sort of clashes there and you're eating lunch at the same time. So there you go. Have you ever had a crush in school? I was in school a long time ago. I probably did have a crush, Morecambe fan, but I was probably so terrified of the lovely people of the opposite gender that I did absolutely nothing about it. So there we go. Long time ago. Baz, what teams from potential promotion teams do you think can have sustained success in the Premier League? Oh, God. It's very hard at the moment with the cliff edges. Literally no one springing to mind. Obviously, we've had Leeds and Villa. It's normally the traditionally bigger clubs that can mitigate it a little bit better, can't they? So I don't know. Someone like Forest sorting themselves out. But it's hard, isn't it? You look at West Brom and Fulham who've been up there and bounced, haven't they? And then you look at, say, a QPR or a Blackburn who haven't been up for a while. You wonder whether they'd eat it and come straight back down. So there you go. As a Reading fan, I don't mind the postponement as it gives us more time to get our injured players. But well, there you go. Every cloud, hey. Simon, do the players need a COVID passport to get into the grounds now? They're tested way more often than anybody else, aren't they? So no, I wouldn't have thought so. And remember, a negative test result is the same as a passport, isn't it? So. Hugh, I wonder what the random cause for all these sudden postponements is. Well, I think we all know that, don't we? Hamza, I'll be at work anyway, so I can't watch, but is there a watch along? There should be a watch along if the game doesn't get called off, Hamza. Keep your questions coming. Liam, can Blackburn keep up momentum where they usually drop points in January and February? Honestly, I don't think you're going to see them win 7 in 9 again, but we say this so often, don't we? When a team like Blackburn have a really good run. So say you do win 7 in 9, then can you just go 1.5 points a game for the next 9 games and then have another kind of run? I see what you're saying in terms of you've worded it quite well, Liam, keep the momentum. So, yeah, I don't see it. Look, if they go 18 games and win 15 of them, they're going to be towards the top 2 rather than in the playoff spots. But, yeah, they just need, around that sort of 1.5 form, win 1, lose 1, essentially. And I think they hang around for a while now, Blackburn, with this good run. Vindaloo, not a question, but a comment. As a Baggies fan, after 25 years living in Barcelona, it's the first time I've had bragging rights and it feels so good. West Brom would beat Barcelona at the moment. There we go. Colm, have you moved all your breakables up yet? Tiny hands not yet, but yes, there are plans. My other half is very good at making sure there's not loads of stuff left out on the side. Although I'm currently looking at, in my office, loads of stuff left out on the side. But there you go. Hoping not for a Rodham situation at Rangers. Yeah. I mean, that wouldn't happen yet, Dave, would it? I think with Rotherham, we got up to the last international break and they just couldn't fit it in anywhere else, could they? So there's still a good few months to fit in those extra fixtures. But you know how crowded that fixture list is. And all it takes is for QPR to draw an FA Cup game and win an FA Cup game. And then there's another 3 fixtures in there. And particularly when there's draws in the FA Cup, that's another midweek gone. And you do end up looking at it and there's literally nowhere where they can put them. Getting a Portugalis tomorrow. You'd love to see it. Also, how do you see Luton doing this season? Don't see football lasting if it stays like this. Had Coventry, Swansea and Reading tickets come the other day. Look, in terms of don't see football lasting, the information as I understand is this variant will peak and spike and come down way quicker. So, again, I'm not a scientist. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm only regurgitating what I've heard on various podcasts and whatnot. But it could actually be, remember that very first lockdown where we all thought, right, 2 weeks, get this sorted out, get the football back on into, could actually be like that this time where you get it trending down. But look, we've been here before and 3 months later, you're still locked down. So, yeah. Chris, I can't type my fingers in my ears. You can use your elbows, Chris. Hugh, I reckon there might be local lockdowns. Yeah, maybe. Again, if everyone's going to get this damn thing, then that's the same as you don't need to do it anyway, do you? But there we go. David, stick your fingers in your ears. You've got to say la, la, la. There we go. What was that really good song? I'm following I go la, 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 la. That's a good tune, wasn't it? Sam, I knew it was coming. Thoughts on McKenna to town. Apologies, didn't catch your video earlier. Are you excited? Look, I'm never excited about anything to do with Ipswich. They always stuff it up somehow. I quite like the fact that they've finally now gotten into head coach and executive layer and all of that good stuff. Good luck to the guy. Ipswich have tried everything, and if it is going to be Kieran McKenna, then look, better the devil you don't know, isn't it? It's not a managerial merry-go-round, is it? So, yeah, fingers crossed, and we think that'll probably be announced tomorrow, Kieran McKenna to ITFC. Got to feel sorry for hospitality in general. Which, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Ada Costa, as the Brentford game got cancelled, thought I'd pop in. Are all the games running? What's happened? Have a look along the bottom there. Ada Costa, 5 cancelled out of 12. Morecambe fan, what teams in the Championship right now do you think once they're in the Premier League will stay for a long time? I think we had that question already, didn't we, Morecambe fan? I think we've got that one covered. M&M's or Skittles? Chocolate M&M's, Steph. When will Klopp call for a Christmas break? Has he not already? Yeah, after this game, probably. There we go. Red wine or white wine? Well, I mean, I get you don't have to keep white wine cool, red wine cool, do you? So probably red for me, David. I think if you're buying. Pee Wee, where can you see Forest finishing this season? I mean, they're 8th, and will they finish above 8th? Forest? I don't know. They're going to be close to where they are now, I think. The problem is for Forest to get any higher, and we've said this, because of that awful start, Forest have basically got to play automatic promotion form for about 30 games in a row, haven't they? We worked out the other day, didn't we? Another 15 games at 2 points per game takes them to game 37 at 61 points. So they'd have 9 games then to get about, basically got to be really good, really, really good for, God, where will it take us? They've already done 15 games of good form. About 39 games in a row of being really good when you lose your most of your first 7. So it can be hard for them to get too far above where they are now. But hey, only 2 places above is the lovely playoff places, aren't they? David, were you surprised by the performance as well as a result at Barrow? No. If you're an Ipswich fan, contrary to what some people think about Ipswich fans, that we do still think we're capable of beating Barcelona. No, we don't. So no, it wasn't a surprise, but it was a pathetic performance, wasn't it? Really, it's not John McGreal's fault, the caretaker guy, but players all looked terrified, didn't they? They like didn't know each other, scared of the cameras, scared of the ball, scared of each other. Horrible performance. But not surprised, though. Hugh, as a Wigan fan, I know what it's like to have packed fixtures. Past month, we played 19 games in 27 days. Crazy. He's a crazy. Is there a possibility that Ipswich could be in League 2 soon, Ben? No, I don't think so. Brian Roy, what a man. Good player he was, wasn't he? Alex, will the season end be delayed or will games be crammed in? I don't know whether they'll have to cram them in. I think we might get a very disruptive 3-4 weeks, and they should then be able to fit them in. But if you're talking about, I don't think it will be extended. No, especially not when we've got Winter World Cup coming up as well. But there shouldn't be too much cramming going on. I'm very optimistic here, aren't I? Right, what else have we got? Jonathan, who can you say? I hate these questions. Who can you see being the next manager departure in the Championship? Who's not in form? Well, Bristol City aren't doing badly, but Nigel Pearson's obviously can be volatile, so you never know with him. Derby, no. Barnsley, no. Poshey signed a new contract. Paunovic, if Reading get too close and they want to bump it, new manager, I wouldn't sack him personally, but Hull, if there's a takeover. Bristol City, if there's a falling out. Otherwise, no, I don't see anybody else from sort of first down to 14, 15 going under, I have to say. Favourite Christmas song to listen to or sing? It's going to be Hark the Herald Angels Sing is my favourite. Hark the Herald Angels Sing, glory to the newborn King. Tremendous stuff. Annie, I just want to formally apologise for my comments on Blue Man the other day. Is it how going with Mark Ashton? Don't understand that question. And I do not get the preoccupation. There's no other club in the world that has their chief exec analysed. Ipswich have been very bad for 20 years and they've had a new CEO with a board above him, a manager below him and a squad of players. And yet certain fans of certain teams seem utterly obsessed with analysing it through the prism of the CEO, who is not the manager or the board or one of the players, who has only been there for 5 months. So I don't really get the premise as to why it's Mark Ashton's Ipswich after 5 months. Maybe after 2 years you can ask me, but I don't even think I can answer that. I don't think it's even a relevant time for Bristol City fans to ask that question yet. It's a bit like you asking me. It's a bit like if you've seen a movie and you don't think the movie's very good and you want to know what I think of the movie, and every 30 seconds in the movie you're going, "That's rubbish, isn't it? It's rubbish. It's crap. It's rubbish, isn't it?" What am I going to say? Shut up. Let me watch the movie, for God's sake. If it's rubbish, I'll tell you in an hour and a half, all right? Let me watch the damn thing first. I get it. You don't like it. There we go. At least the ITFC third kit, it did look nice, didn't it, the third kit? It's a shame about the abject, pathetic performance, wasn't it? Right, where are we going? Luke, I want them finished for the season for the rest of the year. Come back Jan. There's some chance they might do that. Things need to move very quickly when you think we're 9 days from Christmas now. So, although I heard a theory that Christmas Day is actually quite good for things not being transmitted or transmissible is the right word, because people just go into homes and there's not, you see the same people all day and only mix with them, don't you? So Boxing Day is a different matter, though. Why was Annie in the sin bin? Why do you think Annie was in the sin bin, Liam? Besmirching my character, recalcitrant comments, profane language, all the things he's normally in the sin bin for, hey? Aquatic, will Derby make the great escape? No, too difficult. Derby have got 4 points. We think, unless it's a very low tide, let's call it a low tide, 43 to survive. So they need another 39 points in 24 games, and they are currently scoring at a rate, so they have 25 and 22. I just don't see that push coming. And that's assuming a low tide as well. Carl, apart from Mitrovic, Solanke and Brereton, Diaz, who do you think out of the other championship players will be linked to Premier League clubs? Carvalho of Fulham, obviously the contract's up, isn't it? I don't know the Bournemouth financial situation, but obviously they're well tooled with good players, and their ex-manager now manages a team which we think is going to have loads of money in January. West Brom, Sam Johnston, big style contract at the end of the season. Blackburn, you mentioned Brereton, Diaz. Obviously QPR, Dickey, Chair, Willock, all very good. All on long contracts, though, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Stoke, Tyrese Campbell. Those would be the names off the top of my head for the top 6. Birmingham, if Bogey gets fed up with the owners, wouldn't be the first time, would it? What else we got? Ben versus the Bristol City. I don't want to have a row with the Bristol City fans. I really, really don't. But they are very, very petulant at the moment in their want to repetitively tell us their opinions about our chief exec. Imagine, I'm going to do another analogy now. It would be literally like, say you're with a girl, you split up, you don't like it, it's rubbish. And the girl goes and dates another guy, and you're constantly messaging the other guy going, "Oh, you don't want to date her. Terrible idea. Absolutely terrible idea." Who cares? Move on. Concentrate on your new relationship. Deary me. You go in Spider-Man. What, to see it? No. I'm not allowed to leave the house. If Christmas gets cancelled because I get COVID, I'm in so much trouble, Kenny TV. Fulham 58. Who's getting relegated from the Prem with Norwich? So I'm going to answer that question as he's phrased it. He's assumed Norwich are going down, not me. That's on Fulham 58 there. Newcastle could be leaving it very, very late here. Burnley normally get out of it. I wonder if Watford have got enough with Don Claudio there. Leeds won't go down, will they? And then you look, Southampton won't go down. Everton won't go down, will they? Brighton are on a bit of a slip slider, but I don't think they'll go down. As much as I love Brentford and they're one of our dearly departed, they have the least resources in terms of squad, but they've got 20 points already, so they probably only need about another 15, 18 points to stay up, don't they? So you're honestly looking at 3 from the bottom 4 as I see it at the moment. What else are we saying? Enough. I'm not talking about Mark Ashton anymore. There we go. Profane language. Look, there it is there. Look at that. He's called that utter rubbish. Appalling. Annie. Shocking behaviour from you. Where do you see Ipswich finishing? On 46 games, somewhere outside the playoffs, probably. Not good. Not good. Which team's top scorer will be the lowest? Interesting question. In the Championship, Barnsley's. Barnsley are just not scoring goals at the moment, are they? At all. Is there any substance to the Pirro Leicester rumours? I hope not. I can't see it myself. I can't see someone landing in the country, taking a few games to settle, playing about 15 games, scoring some goals. Could play a Pirro and then going up. Because you know what, the Premier League, that means 20 million quid or something, doesn't it? So Leeds will go down. Leeds in real danger. Interesting. I don't think so, but you know, it's, we're all entitled to our view on that. And you know me, if I'm wrong, I'll stand here and go, look, you were right. I got that one wrong. I don't think they will. Chris says Watford and Burnley. I don't know. It's just something about Watford where I could see them getting out of it somehow with like 33 points or something like that. This channel besmirches my good name. Always. John, watching the Chelsea game and they should be 4 up after 12 minutes. Who are they playing? Everton are so bad at the moment, aren't they? Deary me. Right, we are coming up to the hour. Thank you, guys. Look, it's been really, really weird, hasn't it? We think something might be coming down the pipe. We think we might be in the middle of a big surge. We hope that what we're being told, that it's more transmissible but less harmful, might be a good thing for quick spread of herd immunity. Honestly, if you promised me 2 weeks of no football and 1 week of lockdown and herd immunity was really built, I'd probably take that now. But obviously, you know, we've all made plans for Christmas, haven't we? So we're going to try and keep going with the channel. We're going to try and keep everything moving and in the right direction. Apologies if stuff gets cancelled. It is what it is. We'll try our best. If you're up for it and there are cancellations, we'll just do Q&A streams. They're good fun. Anyway, we can have a good chat, get your topics and stuff in. So the plan is I will be here. What day is it, guys? It's Thursday, isn't it? I'll be here tomorrow night for Barnsley West Brom, if it's going ahead. On Saturday, I don't know what's happening. We'll take a look at the 3 o'clock. So I'm not going anywhere. On Sunday, I'm supposed to be at Spurs Liverpool, but really, I don't know whether that will go ahead. If not, you'll see me for the review show. Or, do you know what? We could break the habit of a lifetime. We could do the review show on Saturday night, actually, couldn't we? If I can get the pictures all done quick enough. There we go. Look, whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Stay in touch. Remember, I know it's a bit crappy, isn't it? You have your plans. You think your life's going in whatever direction. So look, we're all amongst friends here. Even Annie, we're all amongst friends. I know we mock him, but we're all amongst friends. So if you are struggling with it, plenty of friends here. DM me, DM them. I know it's crap, and I don't want to be one of those preachy, mental healthy people, but we're all here. We're all up for having a chat. So come and use this as a resource if it does go south a bit for a week or two. Let's just say I'll be here, sat in this seat. Put it that way. So come and join us. There we go. I've just gone over the hour mark, a little bit padded. If you're putting your shout outs in, I can see a couple. I'll click them up during the advert. Enjoy Newcastle, Liverpool, and Chelsea have gone close again there. I just got this horrible feeling. Do you remember Liverpool were the last game on TV? I don't know. We'll tomorrow night. Marco, you absolute legend. A £5 super chat to finish. Sensational. Cheers all, even and He's getting buried tonight. Well deserved as well, Iain. Of course, we love you. Right, thank you everybody for watching. Enjoy the football tonight, and look, I'll see you when I'll see you. Hopefully tomorrow night. If not, we'll do an hour's Q&A or something. Let me know what you want. Just tweet, and I'll put up a YouTube poll or something. But yeah, just keep your eyes on Barnsley and West Brom's Twitters tomorrow, and we'll see what transpires. But hopefully we'll have a game to watch, and hopefully everything sorts itself out. Thank you everybody for watching. Over and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button, and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.